All right. So the fundamental bottom line is that, the secret of success is how you help others succeed. The grant pitch competition is the third sort of service or product that Apricot Rocket has provided. We do the Apricot networking, which is the way that we try to connect businesses with each other. And then we have our fundamental technology. So those three things, which is the Apricot Rocket marketing platform, those three things are sort of the following. They're kind of based upon the technology first, with the networking as a way to help businesses solve the problem of generating more revenue and more customers. And then the grant pitch is our newest edition, and that's focused on funding. So I want to acknowledge the two sponsors that we currently have, Color IQ and Living Well Marketing. We are looking for additional sponsors, so hopefully we'll be adding some of those soon. The whole purpose of the grant pitch competition is to help businesses learn how to find growth capital. And the reason is because money is critical to businesses. Raising capital always requires that you make a pitch of some sort, whether it's to an investor or a lender. And so practicing and learning how to make a pitch is an important skill for entrepreneurs to gain. There are three types of capital that are available for entrepreneurs. And if your business is the kind of business that you actually want to scale to be large, as you go through the process of growing your business, you'll probably get two or three of these forms of capital at different points in time to help you grow your business. Now, really the easiest to get is often loan money, because our country, our economy is built on the concept of debt and borrowing money. So there's lots of banks out there and lending institutions that will lend you money, but it can be relatively complex because your particular situation makes a difference in the degree to which you're lendable. Investors are more complex to deal with and to get money from, because investors fundamentally don't want to give you any money unless a couple of things are in place, one of which is you're willing to give up a piece of your business. And the other is that your business is growing fast enough to make them think that they'll get a return on their investment that's real nice and juicy. So negotiating that is a much more complex conversation typically than a bank. Now, the easiest money, if you can find it, is grant money. And ideally, grant money is great because it doesn't have to be paid back and it doesn't require that you give up any equity. The biggest problem with grant money is there's not a whole lot of it out there. And if you can get a hold of it, it's usually not enough to by itself grow your business, but it can be an important part. And what we're doing here is we're talking about grant money. And to get the grant money that we're making available requires a 2-minute pitch video. And the pitch video is designed to help you communicate in a very succinct fashion why somebody should invest in your business. Now, you're not actually asking for an investment, but the metric that the judges will use in the final round will basically be the same metrics that they would use if they were investing in your business. And it is essentially going to be, are you going to be able to use this money to make a significant return on your investment? Even though they're not going to get a piece of that, they're going to be using that metric as sort of their driving decision as to what businesses to suggest should be the winners. There's 3 rounds in the competition. The first round is moving from the first round to the second round will be based entirely on public voting. And now, however many people there are that are in the first round, and there could be a large number or a small number, I don't know, a maximum of 30 will go to the second round. Now, the second round, voting will be, or moving from the second round to the third round, voting and judges will be both involved. So out of the 30 people that are in the second round, 5 of them will be promoted on to the final round based upon who gets the most votes. And 5 of them will be promoted to the final round based upon judges deciding that these are worthy of being in the final round. So it's a combination. And then in the final round, there's going to be a live Zoom pitch competition where each contestant will make a 3-minute pitch, a live pitch. The judges will have a chance to ask questions. We're going to have one judge for each contestant. We'll pick a judge and they can ask a question, and then you'll have about a minute to respond. So we kind of keep things moving along fairly quickly. So that's basically the sequence of how the flow of the competition will go. Now, the first round is already open, and there's 3 people that have subscribed to be in it. At this point, Brittany is one of them. And the voting for the first round will end on January 5th. Now, you can submit your pitch video as soon as you have it ready. And then if you want to replace it, you can replace it again and replace it again. You can replace your pitch video as often as you want to up until January 5th. And that's at that point, it then gets locked in. So if you're one of the semifinalists that moved from the first round to the second round, whatever pitch video you have in place as of January 5th will become what you have for the second round. And so that's how that'll work. So the participation is free if you're an Apricot Rocket networking group member, or it's $39.95 to enter if you're not a networking group member. And just so you'll know, to be a networking group member is $109.95. That's $100 up front one time, then $9.95 a month. And you also get to participate in the networking groups that we have, kind of as a side benefit. If you decide to participate as a contestant and within 30 days decide to upgrade and become a networking group member, you'll only pay the difference if that decision is made in the first 30 days. All contestants get the following things. They get an Apricot Rocket account for the duration of the contest, and that account has, of course, a profile page which will have a vote button on it. In a couple of minutes, Cameron, I'll go through and show you those things, but you'll have a profile page with a vote button on it. You also get what we call the starter plan, which basically is the same that the Apricot Rocket networking group members have, which means your database will be upgraded to allow you to have up to 400 records. Now, these could very well be people that vote for you, or they could be people that you just have in a database and you want to use the email tool to market and say, hey, come vote for me. So you'll have some tools that you can use that way. It includes training. It includes promotional support, which means that we will be promoting the contest and offering people the opportunity to come and see your pitch, so that if they don't know who they want to vote for, that they can vote for you if they want to. And then we're also offering a Fund This Business button. And I'm going to actually show you how to turn that on here during this competition, during this training. So Brittany, you, if you want to, will be able to turn it on for your entry. But the Fund This Business button is a crowdfunding sort of opportunity. It's kind of a new way of doing crowdfunding. And so as people come and visit your page and consider your competition entry and decide whether they want to vote for you or not, they may decide that they want to donate to your business, and they will have the option to donate in $10 increments, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever. And that donation will go directly to you. It doesn't pass through us, so it's directly into your Stripe account if you want to do that. And again, you can turn that on or not, it's your option. So the steps to enter are pretty simple. Create an account, fill out the contestant information form. We've got a couple of emails that we send you that have detailed instructions. Follow those instructions. Attend the training webinars if you can, or watch the recordings. Create your pitch video, put it on YouTube, and then put a link on your profile page, and then get started marketing yourself so that people can know and can come and vote for you. I certainly recommend that you use all the tools that you can think of out there to get people to come and vote for you. Certainly anything social media wise makes sense. If you have an email list, use that to send to people. If if there's any other way that you can think of to get the word out to your family, friends, your network, any of that sort of stuff, you should do that. Now, people can vote for you for free. The very first time that they vote for you, they are required to create an account to validate their vote, which is also creating an account. So they don't actually, the vote isn't registered as being a vote for you until they go through the validation process. And it's kind of like, any other voting process. We want to make sure that they are legitimate, that they're not just people sitting somewhere in China clicking on your vote button. So we have to have them validate. Whoever votes for you can come back and vote for you one time every day for free. If they want to vote for you more than one time per day, we allow that, but there's a charge where they have to pay us in these things we call rocket tokens, which basically are points that they earn for participating in various things that our system does. Of course, you can vote for yourself if you want to, which I imagine everybody will, but you're only allowed to vote for yourself one time. And so that's kind of how that works. Regarding the pitch video, certainly you do not have to spend a lot of money getting a professional video done. Now, if you have video production skills, by all means, use them and make it as polished as you want to. We're not saying don't do that. We're just saying, I don't think that it's really necessary that you go out and spend a lot of money getting somebody to create a real polished video for you. The main thing that people that are investors look for, and the main thing that generally people look for, is your personality. Do you have an engaging, sort of powerful presence? Do you have a good story? Do you deliver it in a fun way? I mean, basically, your personality is your biggest asset. So you want to answer the following question in your video. If you win the contest and you win $5,000, how would you spend the $5,000 to help you grow your business? So this is only a business-oriented video. It's not for, I donate money to this or that organization. So it's got to be a pitch video about a business. You don't have to have a business. It can be a business idea or concept, but that's basically it. So generally speaking, what you want to talk about in the video is the problem you solve, how you solve it, how big of a problem it is. When I say how big of a problem it is, I kind of mean two things. I mean, is it really a severe, significant problem? And is it a problem that a lot of people have? So there's kind of two ways to look at how big of a problem is it. Is it a problem that really causes people a lot of angst and they're looking for a solution? And is it a problem that a lot of people have? If you have both of those combinations, then that's a powerful business opportunity. And so then you talk about how you solve the problem, how you came about your solution, what's unique about your solution, all those kinds of things. So you can talk about your value proposition, how you differentiate yourself in the market versus your competitors, all those kinds of things. It really fundamentally boils down to you answering the question that if you did win the 5,000, how is it going to impact your business? And the ideal solution would sort of be to say, if I spent $5,000, here's what I would do. I would spend X number of dollars on buying a prototype or building a prototype. I'd spend X number of dollars on marketing or whatever, and I'm going to expect 10 times my money back within 3 months or something like that. And then tell them how you're going to get that return. I mean, what gives you confidence that that statement is a true statement? I mean, fundamentally, investors, people that are in charge of giving money to businesses to grow their business, want to know that the money they're giving out is really going to make a difference. And then they're going to want to understand that you not only understand how you're going to make a difference, but that your logic makes sense, because they don't want to, I mean, generally speaking, they want to give money to people that are going to get a maximum benefit from it. So that's kind of the thought process. And so be excited and concise and positive, sell the sizzle. Don't get too bogged down in a bunch of slides with data points. I mean, keep it kind of high level. You can use slides if you want to. The maximum length of your video is 2 minutes. The maximum length of any slide deck or visual aid is 1 minute. So you basically have to be on camera at least half the time if you use the full 2 minutes. You don't have to use visual aids. That's an option for you. And quite honestly, I don't think in most cases it's really necessary. Now, if you have a product that you can show, that's certainly great. And you might need to do a visual aid for a product that you can't actually show because it's software or something like that. But just don't go overboard on the visual aids and make sure that you're on the video a significant length of time. And this is kind of a transition slide. This is the end of sort of the first portion of the presentation. I should put it first, but the reason that I think I am qualified to provide you with the guidance that I am is because in my career, I've basically raised over $80 million. Now, a big chunk of that was an IPO that I oversaw as the chairman and CEO of a company that went public. But I've also been involved in lots of individual capital raises, bought and sold several businesses. So I've got quite a bit of experience, and I really do understand how investors and bankers think. And so the guidance that I'm giving is based upon that experience. So with all of that said, I'm now going to stop the screen share and see if anybody has any questions. I've kind of just rolled along. Any questions?
I don't have any. I went over some of the information yesterday, or all of the information yesterday, really before I started my video. So yeah, I sent you a little comment in the chat because you mentioned as being part of the group about, I guess, the fee to join the competition. So
yeah, okay. So you, Brittany, I will refund that. I did not notice that. But yeah, you're in the networking group, so there's another way for you to do that, as sort of bypass that payment process. And so no big deal. I'll refund that to you. Thank you for calling that to my attention.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Cameron, how about you? I'm going to switch over to the screen share again and show you some things, but do you have any questions thus far?
Not so far. I know I've read through your information already, Lee, and I've got kind of a better understanding by listening to you now, as well as reading through that I'm pretty secure on the idea and what we need to do. So I think I'm in a good spot. Okay.
Now I'm going to go ahead and reshare, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to launch. Okay, so Cameron, if you decide to proceed, and certainly I hope you do, then the ideal starting point would be to go to this website. And then the easiest thing for you to do would just simply be to click on this link right here, Pitch Competition. Now, if you scroll down and you click on the link down here that says enter the pitch competition, it's going to take you to the same page. And Brittany, this is the page that I think you went through, which basically is a product. It's a product purchase page. And so if we come down here to the bottom, then you check the box and you proceed. It then takes you to a page where you create an account. And so, Cameron, that's the route that you would want to go. And after you create the account, then it would take you to where you pay the $39.95. Now, Brittany, you have already got an account, so I'm going to go ahead and, with permission, may I log into your account and show Cameron and you a couple of things?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So I have kind of an administrator password that if I need to get into accounts to do something to help with, I can get in. And so this is Brittany's profile page. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open another page, and I'm going to go to I'm going to go to, basically, actually, I'm going to go to a different, I'm going to go to color. Yeah, here we go, Color IQ. This is Julie's profile page. And Julie is not in the competition. And so on her profile page, there's no vote button. On Brittany's profile page, you'll see a vote button. And so if somebody comes to Brittany's profile page, they're going to be able to click on this vote button, and that'll then take them to a page where they validate their vote. Now, Brittany, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a link that you can click on that says you have 2 total votes. When you click on that link, you can see who's voted for you. I try to vote for everybody that signs up for a couple of reasons. One is just to make sure all the processes are working the way they should, and they do. And so basically, you have 2 votes at this point. Now, you can also go to egpitch.com, and that's going to take you to this page. And on this page, you can see the contestant rankings. So if we click on contestant rankings, you can see that there are 3 contestants, and you can always check in and see kind of how you're stacking up relative to the other contestants. So as more contestants join, this list will get larger, and then you can see how you're stacking up. Now, this right here, tomorrow, will be a link. And so today it's not a link, but tomorrow it will be. So when somebody visits this page, they're going to be able to click and go look at Brittany or Valerie or Steve and see. So we're going to be marketing on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and other places and by email. As soon as we have a couple more competitors, we're going to be marketing to have people come and look at the list of competitors and go look at their pitch competition videos and inviting them to vote for you. Now, what I'm going to do, Brittany, is I'm going to show you and Cameron how to turn on the vote for this or fund this business function. Okay, so I'm going to go into your dashboard, and now I'm going to over here on the left side menu, I'm going to come down to shopping cart, and I'm going to open the shopping cart section, and at the very bottom, before we get to the next section, which is marketplace, it says settings. So I'm going to click on settings, and there's really only one thing that we need to do. We need to create a Stripe account. I say one thing, there's a couple, but it's all related to Stripe. We have to have a Stripe account. Then we have to get the publishable key and the secret key. Okay, and then we put those in here, and it would be, some sort of code that would look something like that. And then we turn it on, and then we come down and we save that setting. Now that we've done that, when somebody comes to your profile page, they're going to see a button that shows up that was not there previously. Fund this business. Okay, so they can vote for you, or they can click on fund this business. And when I do, you're going to notice that over here some stuff changes. So I'm going to click on fund this business, and then over here now they have the option to fund your business. And so at this point, they just decide how many $10 they want to offer. And you can see the number gets larger or smaller. And then they click on fund now, and they go through a checkout process where they fund the business. And if they decide to do that, that money goes directly to your Stripe account. Does that make sense? Okay. Brittany, do you by chance have a Stripe account?
I do, actually. I have it.
Okay. I'm going to show you on my Stripe account where to get the codes. Are you familiar with where to get those codes?
I have the one code, but I feel like I may be missing the other one. I think I could actually pull it up to tell you what kind of code it is. Hold on.
All right, so I may very well already be logged into my Stripe account. So I'm going to click here. And I think I am. So this is not this is my Stripe account. And if I look at payments, I'll probably see that there's a payment from Brittany. There you are for $39.95. Okay, so let me just go ahead and take care of this right now. And was that today? No, that was
yesterday.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and just click refund, select a reason, other, test. Okay. And so now you'll have, oh, they're going to make me log in again. Okay. So now they're probably going to give me a code. Let's see. No, they let me do it. They're refunding. Okay. So I'm going to go over here on the left-hand side. I believe I go down to developers. Okay. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to developers. There we go. And I'm going to go to API keys. And here you have a publishable key and a secret key. So you just copy the publishable key. And so if I just click copy to clipboard, copy the publishable key, you come back over to your account. And where am I? Well, I'm not in. You come back over and you paste it into, and I'll just go ahead and go back to, I'm on the left-hand menu. I'm going to go down to shopping cart, then down to settings again, just to show you again. And then in settings, I would paste the publishable key in here. Well, that's Wishpond. I got the wrong one here. Let's come back over here. Copy to clipboard, copy to clipboard, copied. Okay, so now come back over here, paste it in, and then you'll have another key that'll be your secret key, which will basically say SK. And, you know, it'll be different, but you do that and you publish that, and then that becomes you. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete these because they don't really apply. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'm going to go ahead and come back because until you actually put your information in there, we don't want somebody to just happen to come along and donate to me.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll do that once we wrap up here, and I'll go and add my information for my Stripe account.
Okay. Cameron, you followed all that pretty straightforward?
I did. I had to step away for just a moment, but yes, I don't have a Stripe account yet. I'm in the process of getting that set up, but I do know that that was part of the requirement if I want to fund this business. So yes.
Yeah, and you know, I think, I mean, everybody can choose what they want to, but I mean, if we're going to be generating a lot of traffic to your site, might as well snag a few bucks that people that want to help you out, right? And that's
absolutely.
Yeah. And during this age of the pandemic, I think there might be some people that want to help. Okay, so those are the primary sort of things that you need to be aware of. Aside from that, it's really just all about marketing to get people to your site. Cameron, once you've created an account, like we're now logged into Brittany's account, you'll start off with basically a blank profile page. And if you go through the sequence of steps through the egpitch.com website, you basically will have a vote button right from the get-go. Actually, it's not instantaneous because there is a manual process for me to go in and approve your entry. And that's just a gating process to make sure that some crazy person doesn't come in and, you know, want to put obnoxious stuff on. But in any event, in very short order, your page will be instantaneously available. So the main thing is for you to hover over your graphic, just like you would for LinkedIn. Replace your background by clicking on the pencil and then going and finding a graphic. Hover over your personal photo, do the same thing, replace that if you want to. And then you can come down, and let me go back to home. So you can come down and then you can hover over this contact information right here, where you can make sure that your contact information is updated. And then your pitch video, you hover over that and you simply insert a a YouTube link, and then you click update, and that'll put that in. And then on the same page, come down a little bit farther, and you've got an About Us section where you can hover and click, and you can put information in there about your business. Now, you can also use this as a link to generate traffic to your website by putting your website address in here. And so when somebody sees, when the search engines see your website, they'll be able to see it on this link, and they can just click through. Oh, Brittany, we've got to put in okay, I need to actually program the system to do this automatically, but we need to put in the HTTP. There we go. And get that, because I think that's the missing piece here. So now when you click on website, there we go. That'll take us to figsandradishes.com, which will be an SEO link. I'm not sure. Here it is. There it comes up. Okay. So that's that. All right. Any questions on any of that?
No, I'm pretty much good, and I'm set. Like I said, I did go through everything yesterday before making the video, and then I shared with you that I do also plan on updating my video. But for right now, I think I'm good. I'm just going to add that information for the Stripes account, okay. And yeah, I'm set.
All right. So I will be doing more training, and the training that I will be creating is going to be really, for the most part, more advanced. And I don't necessarily mean more advanced as in, well, I just mean that I'm covering a whole different set of things. Brittany, the first time you went through it, didn't I cover a whole lot of information about investors and all that? I have decided,
yes, sir, you did.
Yeah, I've decided to put that in some additional modules, and they are going to be available shortly, and they're going to be available in the pitch competition community. So again, I'm going to go back into, for both of y'all to see, I'm going to go back into the dashboard, and Brittany, you would go to either, you might start off looking in My Communities, and I don't know if you're already a member of the pitch competition community, so I'm going to scroll down. Yes, you are. So here it shows that you're a member of the pitch competition community. Cameron, if you create your account through the EG Pitch website, you will be automatically part of that community. And so when the very first time, Cameron, that you log in, you're going to land on a page that looks like this. And so you will have, once you do that, you will have already filled out the payment information. Now, you will then, Cameron, want to come to this bluish button here that says contestant information form. You're going to want to click there, and you're going to want to fill out this form. This form has a lot of information on it, a big section of information we don't share with people, but we need you to fill it out. It's a little bit of information about you and a little bit of information about the business that you have. And this is really primarily for us to be able to collect intelligence so that we can do a better job in the future of understanding who we're able to help based upon what we know about the people that participate. It will not be shared with the public. The rest of the information, like your address and website and stuff like that, which of course you want shared, will be shared with the public. But once you fill that out, you have then completed the contestant entry process. Contestants have the option to be sponsors if they want to. And so if by chance, and it won't have any impact whatsoever, in terms of how the voting or any of that stuff works, because there's just no crossover. But since we're doing a lot of marketing, it might be a way for certain contestants to get in front of potentially a larger audience. And so if you're interested, you can also look at the sponsor opportunities and see if any of those are of interest to you. So that covers that. But You definitely want to come to this page and check things out. And then you want to go to the egpitch.com page and look at the rankings periodically just to kind of see how you're doing. Now, last thing I want to show you. You have the ability to automate something that I think you'll find interesting. So over here on the left-hand side, under account, down at the bottom, we have contest. And so Brittany, I doubt that you knew this is there. But if you go to contest, there's a vote button trigger. So if you click on vote button triggers, these are automations that you can create so that when somebody votes for you, you can automatically say, thank you for voting for me. Or you can also automatically say, thank you for voting for me. By the way, you can do it again tomorrow. Please come back and do it again. Or any message like that. So what you do is you click on trigger, add trigger, and the triggers that are available are send an email, start an email campaign, send a text message, start a text message campaign, or set a classification value. Now, you can't do the text messaging unless you have text messaging turned on, which has a nominal additional cost because it costs us, so we have to pass that along. But the email doesn't cost you anything, and the classification is potentially useful. So if you decide you want to send an email to somebody, you select send an email, and then you have to select which email you want to send. So we've got a join my community, be my guest orientation and demo for Brittany. So if we choose the demo for Brittany, then we say we're going to send it to the voter. So whoever votes for you is going to get the email. And we send them this email when they validate the vote. And so you click save, and then now you have a trigger set up for the voting. You can click here to edit the trigger. And there actually should be a delete button. Yeah, you can click here to delete the trigger. Now, you can't select an email to send until you've created an email. To do that, you go over to the left side menu, close account, come down to email, go to templates, and then you want to create an email. So I'm going to change the size of this a little bit so it's hopefully not hidden under your videos on the left-hand side. But to the right on this page, it says create template. So you click on create template, and you create a template, say voter thank you. And then save it because we're giving it the name. And then I'm going to get rid of the graphic to make this simple. So now we have an email that over here under preview looks like this. It's got two footers, Brittany's footer and the Apricot Rocket footer. So you can turn off the Apricot Rocket footer by coming down here and checking that box. And if you want to turn off the Brittany footer, you can. And so now we click on preview, and it's just a simple statement. Now you come over here and you click on the statement, or you hover on the statement, click on the pencil, and you edit the statement. You take the first name variable, and then you put it in here, and then you say something like, thank you for voting for me. If you have time, come vote again. Thanks. Okay, so that's the email. You, of course, can edit it however you want to. Now we've created an email that is the voter thank you email. Now we can go back to account. We can come down to contests. We can go to contest vote button trigger. And then now we can say, okay, actually, I do want to send an email. I want to send the voter thank you email to the voter immediately, save it. So now you've got a voter thank you email that'll go out immediately to the voter, thanking them for voting for you and asking them to vote again tomorrow. Obviously, you can go in and edit that email so that it says what you want it to say. Would you like me to leave the email there so you can edit it, or would you like me to remove the email so you can start over?
No, leave it there because I actually have a image that I would like to just add to it to kind of personalize it for my business, and so I can work off what you have. So just leave it, and I'll go in a few minutes and do it.
Okay. All right. Now that truly finishes out everything I wanted to show you all on how to get started. Again,
Okay.
any questions?
Uh, Again, this has really just been wonderful. I don't have any questions, but I think this Zoom meeting was really helpful just to clarify and just to reassure or go over what I already read. The only other question that I have is just about my login, and I sent you another chat about that too. So that's it. It has nothing to do with this particular Zoom call.
Okay. All right. Okay, with the two-factor code. Okay. Well, let me, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.
Mm-hmm.